Hello everyone and welcome back to Always Watching. Today I am continuing my coverage of the Tribeca Film Festival with the short We Are Kings. We Are Kings is a short that follows teenagers Lynn and Walid, first-generation immigrants who have potentially found a way to profit by pirating content online. The short is set in 2001. I love that it was set in this time period because this was before the internet was really a huge thing, and this was before social media. And so the only people you really had to depend on were the people around you. Most of the short takes place in this Chinese restaurant, and although we are introduced to Lynn and Walid, the short is interested in Lynn's experience and his crush on Amber, his high school sweetheart. In order for Lynn and Walid to become successful, they've enlisted the help of Amber's friend. And this crush is important in that it interferes with Lynn and Walid's business, because Lynn and Walid have found a way early on to pirate content online. However, they're not very confident in their skills, and Lynn is really relying on Amber's friend, another teenager whom he perceives as having more knowledge in the business world. And the short, I feel, captures such a unique time period because social media did not exist. And in order to become successful, you had to go through a gatekeeper. And whom Lynn perceives to be a gatekeeper really says a lot about him. Lynn's experience with his high school crush Amber and this friend of hers really opens his eyes. We often underestimate our own capabilities and also undervalue the people around us. As a first-generation immigrant, sometimes there is an inferiority complex, and this is something I felt myself. This inferiority complex comes from the fact that you feel like surrounding yourself with a certain group of people will garner you more access, more money, and more happiness, but often case it's the opposite. Despite Lynn and Walid's capabilities, they've kind of come up with this brilliant business plan, and they don't really need anybody else's help. However, Lynn really believes that in order to be seen as legitimate, in order for people want to buy what he's selling, he needs a front man. And I thought it was really interesting watching how Lynn was talked down to by Amber and her friend. As an immigrant, even as a first-generation immigrant, someone who grew up in the culture, people can perceive you as gullible or more naive. And as a result, you can unknowingly allow other people to exploit you. And I feel like the short was enough for me to really invest in Lynn and Walid's journey. Lynn and Walid have everything they need to become successful. However, it takes Lynn a little bit longer to come to this realization. And I feel like this is very true to life. And although it is a short, they were able to capture quite a bit. So if you are able to catch this at Tribeca, I highly recommend. And until next time.